I'm going to ask you to be patient with me. Please ignore any and all background noise. There might be some of it going on today. I just wanted to record a really quick video to put in video format my official predictions for this announcement tomorrow morning that's coming for the new 2019 coaster at Canada's Wonderland. I wish the dog would stop. That would be nice. My life, though, it's not going to happen. Okay, so the reason I wanted to do this was because I'm not 100% sure that I'll be able to be on Amusement Insider's stream tonight, and I really wanted to make sure that my personal predictions were put out there before the actual announcement happens, because I'm feeling pretty confident about some of them and a little less confident about others, but I do want to make sure that I've put them out there, even though they are in some of the Amusement Insider's previous streams. If you've watched those streams, especially straight through to the end, you'll have heard some of my more interesting predictions and ideas and theories, as well as some of my crazier ones. But I did want to put them in my own video on my own channel so that I can refer to this tomorrow morning when I make my reaction video / thoughts on the actual announcement itself. And it'd be interesting to see how right / wrong I am about all of this. So here we go. So the first and main prediction that I want to make is about the name of this ride. I've been super passionate about this topic since it's become up for debate. Since the very beginning, when we saw this construction happening on Season Pass Preview Night, my first initial reaction was, Ziz is finally coming to Wonderland. We're going to close up the trio of mythical monsters between Behemoth, Leviathan, and Ziz, and this is going to be our Ziz. And so I know there's a lot of people out there that really dislike the name Ziz, and so I've come up with my top 2 ideas aside from Ziz. I'm still keeping Ziz on the table, but I want to share with you guys my top 2 thoughts about what other names this ride could have, based on a few things. Number 1 being the teasers, and number 2, just keeping with that theme of it being some kind of mythical bird-like monster. So, my first thought, and I've shared this on the streams, as well as on the Discord at Amusement Insiders. I'm going to link all of that below. But yeah, my first thought, and you may have heard this from me before, is Son of the Nest. And that is because that's one of the old mythical names that Ziz has gone by in the past. And that's really as simple as that is. It sounds cool, it fits the theme, it doesn't necessarily scream Ziz, it doesn't necessarily scream eagle. So it could definitely fit the eagle image that they're putting out there on the teasers. But it also would satisfy my need to have that trio of monsters closed off and to say that we finally got Ziz. So Son of the Nest, it's a badass name, would make for a cool ride. That's prediction number 1. Prediction number 2, and this is my personal favorite, even though I don't love the sound of it, I seem to be the only one who doesn't love it, but as far as the theme goes, I feel like this completely fits the bill, and that is Thunderbird. So again, if you've heard any of Amusement Insider's recent streams, you may have heard me mention this at the end of one of the streams, so at least I have a timestamp that I was the first one to bring this one to the table. Quote me. So let me share with you some thoughts on Thunderbird. First of all, it fits the teasers well. Thunderbird was traditionally a common motif in Indigenous Canadian work, so Canadian First Nations have had traditional, you'll see like totem poles with Thunderbird on it, you'll see artworks, you'll hear stories. It's been around for a long time. And it's the image of a great eagle with curved horns from the ancient legend of the first peoples from the Pacific Northwest specifically. So we are talking about the right geographical area as well. It's described as a winged monstrosity that once dominated the western skies. It is a massive eagle that could create storms. Lightning shot from its eyes when it blinked, and thunder boomed when it flapped its wings. I'm going to read out also a quote from the Alaskan Eskimo legend, The Last of the Thunderbirds, because I feel like this, again, just supports the way that it really fits this theme and the teasers that we've seen. And I'm going to post the link below. Please ignore the race cars in my neighborhood. I'm going to post the link below that has all of this information and where I got it from, so if you guys want to read a little bit more tonight before the announcement happens tomorrow, you can see where I got these ideas. So, quote from this Alaskan Eskimo legend. Long, long ago, there were many thunderbirds living in the mountains, but at last there were only 2 left. These birds made their home on the round top of a mountain overlooking the Yukon. So I just want to pause there, because that round top of a mountain overlooking the Yukon, does that not sound like the dome which if I'll post to, again, I'll link to Amusement Insiders, because in one of their videos they talked about the map that was used on one of the teaser posters in the park, and that there was a dot specifically covering this spot that's called the Dome. And the Dome is the highest point. It would have been sort of like a mountaintop overlooking the Yukon Gold Rush. So just saying, the birds made their home on the round top of a mountain overlooking the Yukon. Kind of fits. To continue. They hollowed out a great basin on the summit for a nest, and from the rocky rims they could look down upon a village upon the river bank. So again, looking down at the river fits the bill, fits the map. Quote, "From this perch, the thunderbirds, looking like a black cloud, would soar away, bringing back to their young a reindeer in their talons. Sometimes with great noise like thunder, they swooped down upon a fisherman in his kayak and carried him away. The man would be eaten by the young birds, and the kayak broken to bits in the nest." End quote. So again, I'm going to post this link down below so you can read this yourself as well as the rest of the story if you want to. But there's also really cool tales about thunderbirds swooping into bodies of water and hunting whales and like giant sea mammals. So the underwater tunnel, to me, is another natural fit for the theming and the teasers and everything of this ride. So Thunderbird, I would say, is the thing that I'm most confident about when it comes to my predictions. I think that's a pretty likely name for this ride if it's not going to be directly tied to Ziz, and I think it would be close enough that it would make me feel like it's kind of the third beast in our trio of crazy monster B&M coaster rides. So it would satisfy me. So like I said, lots of links will be shared down below. Please see the description. Share your thoughts with me in the comments on the potential names. Now, I'm going to quickly go through the rest of my predictions because I don't know if these will be as accurate or even anything close, but I do want to share my potential thoughts because I am still on Team Giga, if anyone was wondering. And those of you, again, who listen to AI streams will know that I'm that crazy person that as they're all trying to be sensible and be like, it might not be a Giga, I'm like, it's going to be a Giga. So I'm the only one, and I'm okay with that. Deal with it or not, whatever. Share your thoughts down below. So the height of this coaster, I think it's going to be 278 to 287 feet tall. I think it's going to have a 301-foot drop, which includes the tunnel. And here's where I got that thought. Is on one of the teasers, you will notice that it was the one, I'll try to post an image here if I have time. I'm really rushing on this video, I apologize, you guys. But it was the teaser where it was sort of like a Google search that Wonderland had posted. And it had all of this, you know, the results were fake. Obviously, they were doing it as a teaser. But there was this idea that there was going to be a slide that was 213 feet tall. That was one of the rumors about what this potential construction could be. Obviously, we know it's not going to be a 213-foot tall water slide. But it also, in the same teaser, had a little blurb about Skyrider, which is the ride that used to sit on this plot of land, the standing coaster that we all love to hate, or love to love, depending on who you are. I love to hate it, that was just me. But if you add together 213 and the height of Skyrider, you get 301. And I know that was kind of a crazy connection to make, but I just couldn't figure why they kept referencing Skyrider, because there's no indication that this is going to be a standing coaster of any kind. So why are we talking about this ride that used to be there that nobody seemed too bothered by when it got removed? So to me, they wanted us to think about something to do with Skyrider, and a 213-foot tall water slide just seemed random. Not to mention, we've seen Giga hidden in other teasers. The actual word itself, Giga, clear as day, definitely put there by designers of the people who made these teasers. So I feel like they're trying to get us to think about it. And so 213 plus 88, which is the height of, or was the height of Skyrider, comes to, and I've got my little calculator here, plus 88, 301. I'm not kidding. So I think it's going to be a 301-foot drop. I do not think it's going to be over 300 feet tall, though. So that's why I'm putting my guess at somewhere between 278 to 287, depending on the length of the tunnel, the depth of the tunnel. But I think between the tunnel and the height, it's going to add to a 301-foot drop. Moving on. And again, I'm going to link these Amusement Insiders videos below so that you guys can see what I'm talking about in more detail, because I'm rushing this video. Deal with it. The length of the coaster. As per one of the teaser posters, I think this is going to be 3,501 feet tall. I think there's a possibility it could border closer to 4,000 feet, but that depends on the way that they're counting the track. They might not include brake runs, they might not include lift hill, I don't know. But I think the teaser was pretty clear that 3,501 means something. Again, just referencing that same teaser, we got the information that it's going to be the 17th coaster at Wonderland. It's going to be a 137-foot tall mid-course brake run. I don't think there's any chance that 137, I can't speak today. I don't think there's any chance that 137 is referring to the height of the coaster, but I think it's referring to the height of something. So a mid-course brake run makes sense. I know a lot of other people have theorized the same, so I'm on board with that. And obviously most unique is referring to the fact that it's going to be the most unique dive for multiple reasons. I think it's going to be a longer drop than Valraven, I think it's going to be a longer length than Valraven, and I think the elements that we see are going to be unique in some way, as well as the layout. So I think it's going to be the most unique dive coaster on the planet. As far as inversions, I think 3 is a safe bet. As Brendan on Amusement Insiders had said, it could be 4, but that would be a stretch. That would definitely add to the most unique factor, so I won't rule that out, but I think 3 is the most likely. So in summary, I think we're looking at a really badass dive coaster, potentially named Thunderbird. I think it's going to be the first Giga dive on the planet. I think it's going to kick Valraven's butt, and that is my prediction. So please share your thoughts with me down below. I will, like I said, be sharing my thoughts on the announcement tomorrow, and there are more Wonderland videos to come. So thank you so much for staying tuned to my channel and for being patient as I posted a lot of island content. I promise I'm going to be having more theme park content coming, not just Wonderland, but other parks as well, in the hopefully near future. I'm working real hard to keep up with videos. I know you guys would like to see more theme park content, so thank you for your feedback, and I'm going to do my best. And yeah, let me know what you think, and I will see you all tomorrow when we find out what this crazy ride is going to be. Bye!